तेलंगाना सरकार की ताकत हमारे मुसलमान भाई बहनों, ये तेलंगाना सरकार के दो आंखें मुसलमान और हिंदू, हम ये दोनों के बीच में कभी फर्क नहीं देखा। फर्क नहीं देखने के लिए कोशिश भी हम नहीं करते। 20 महीने हम सरकार चलाए, यहाँ पर जितने भी नौजवान है, हमारे मुसलमान भाई बहने हैं, हमारे सरकार में कभी इतने भी फर्क दिखा है क्या? आप लोगों को अलग देखने के लिए कभी कोशिश की है क्या? मगर बीआरएस वाले ने भटकाने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे। पिछले चुनाव में उन लोग जो लोकसभा चुनाव थे वो समय पर कर लेंगे, मोदी जी को बचाए। आज लोकसभा में महबूबनगर, सेवल्ला, सिकंदराबाद, मलकाजगिरी, मेदक, करीमनगर, निजामाबाद, आदिलाबाद तक पूरा बीआरएस डिपॉजिट जब्त होकर बीजेपी को जिताए। आज हमारे मुसलमान भाइयों से एक ही बात पूछना चाहता हूँ, अगर ये 8 सीट नरेंद्र मोदी को तेलंगाना रियासत से अगर नहीं मिले तो आज मोदी प्रधानमंत्री नहीं है इस देश का। आज मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बने केसीआर की वजह से, बीआरएस पार्टी के वजह से। ये अंदरूनी बात, ये बहुत सारे पैसे कमाया, बेटा जनवाड़े में 100 एकड़ में फार्म हाउस बनाया, केसीआर साहब ने गज्वेल में 1000 एकड़ में फार्म हाउस बना लिए, हरीश राव मोइनाबाद 50 एकड़ में फार्म हाउस बना लिए, हजारों करोड़ों रुपए कमाए। वो कमाई को मोदी जी पकड़कर इन लोगों को ब्लैकमेल करने के पूरा इनका डिपॉजिट जब्त करवा देके बीजेपी एमपी लोगों को जिता लिया। आज भी बीजेपी के नाम से वोट मांगे तो जुबली हिल्स में वोट नहीं मिलने वाले, उन लोगों को हकीकत पता है। इसीलिए बीजेपी के नाम से नहीं मांग रहे, बीजेपी बीआरएस के नाम से, कार के निशान के नाम से आज वोट मांग रहा है। आज अगर आप गलत फहमी से आने वाले 11 तारीख चुनाव में कार के निशान को अगर आप दबाए, शेखपेट गली से वो कार निकल के दिल्ली मोदी गली में घुसकर वो कमल पुल बनने वाला है, ये हकीकत है। क्योंकि इनका सीबीआई केसेस क्यों लागू नहीं कर रहा है? किशन रेड्डी साहब, आप जवाब दो। आप ही बोले थे, आप ही बयान दिए थे जलसे में, अगर सीबीआई को दे दो कालेश्वरम 24 घंटा में बाप बेटे को अंदर डालने के लिए आप ऐलान किया था। आज मैं सवाल कर रहा हूँ किशन रेड्डी जी को, मोदी जी को, 3 महीना हो गए, असेंबली में चर्चा करके सब लोग तय करके मोदी जी को भेज दिए, सीबीआई केस लगा दो कालेश्वर में केसीआर को और उनके बेटे को अंदर डालो चरलापल्ली में, उनको खिलाओ बोलते हम बोले, मगर नहीं हो रहा। क्यों नहीं हो रहा? क्या है, मोदी जी किसी को छोड़ा क्या इस देश में? मोदी जी किसी को बचाया क्या? जो भी मौका मिले विपक्ष के नेता लोगों को, सोनिया जी, राहुल जी तक किसी को नहीं छोड़ा, सबको ईडी केसेस में लगाए, सबको सताए, सबको रुलाए, मगर बाप बेटे को खाली ऐसा टच भी नहीं कर रहा। क्यों?
पार्वती परमेश्वरुలకు నమస్కారం అని అందరూ కూడా మంత్రాలు చదువుతూ ఉన్నారు। మనం కూడా ఓం నమః శివాయ
दिखाने का अलग है, हाथी का दांत खाने का अलग है, दिखाने का अलग है।
ओम नमः शिवाय।
केसीआर साहब
ओम नमः शिवाय
शेरवानी पहन रहे, बिरयानी कुर्बानी खिला रहे, मगर उनका भरोसा है मोदी जी के ऊपर, क्योंकि आज आने वाले चुनाव में माघंटी सुनीता नवीन यादव के बीच में लड़ाई नहीं है, ये लड़ाई है मोदी जी केसीआर एक तरफ, राहुल गांधी, रेवंत रेड्डी, असदुद्दीन ओवैसी दूसरे तरफ। चलो देखेंगे, मैं सवाल कर रहा हूँ मोदी जी और केसीआर से, हिम्मत है तो हरा के दिखाओ, असदुद्दीन ओवैसी, रेवंत रेड्डी, राहुल गांधी नवीन यादव को जिता के 30,000 मेजॉरिटी हम दिलाएंगे।
పుణ్యమైనటువంటి పర్వతానికి రావడమే పుణ్యం।
मोदी और केसीआर नवीन यादव को हराने के लिए आप कोशिश करो, उसको कैसे जिताना है। हमारे कौसर भाई, हमारे परास, सब लोग मिलके यहाँ आए हुए हजारों लोग नौजवान लोग नवीन यादव को जिताने वाले हैं। मेरे को उम्मीद आ गए आप सबको देखने के बाद कम से कम 1.5 किलोमीटर 1000 लोगों, खासकर हमारे महिला बहनों ने सब इनको दुआ करने के लिए सब लोग इधर हाजिर हो गए। मुझे भरोसा हो गए इन्हों जीतने वाले 30,000 से, उसमें से शेखपेट से 15,000 मेजॉरिटी मिलने वाले हैं। फिर जीतने के बाद जलसे में मैं आऊंगा, आपसे बैठकर बिरयानी कुर्बानी खाऊंगा। मैं शेखपेट का ताकत दिखाना, मोदी जी और केसीआर को मुंह तोड़ जवाब देना। आप लोग तैयार हैं? तैयार है? मोदी जी केसीआर को मुंह तोड़ जवाब देंगे? तो जिसने तैयार है हाथ उठा दो। जय कांग्रेस, जय जय कांग्रेस। हस्तम गुर्तुके, हस्तम गुर्तुके। ధన్యవాదాలు మిత్రులారా, శుక్రియా అదా करना चाहता हूं। యనమల రేవంత్ రెడ్డి అనే నేను తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర ముఖ్యమంత్రిగా ప్రజలందరికీ న్యాయం చేకూరుస్తానని దైవ సాక్షిగా ప్రమాణం చేస్తున్నాను।
ఇక్కడ రక్షణ
भारत सरकार ने सभी देशवासियों के हित में हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस से जीएसटी पूरी तरह से हटाकर 0 कर दिया है। इससे हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस काफी सस्ता हो गया है। पॉलिसी बाजार पर अब 1 करोड़ का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 550 रुपए महीने से शुरू। policybazaar.com।
So you just mentioned that you want to learn Python. So do not learn Python in manual way in 2025 because learning Python in manual way will take you like 6 months of your time. On top of that, you will be ultra non-productive in Python because when you use AI inside your Python, when you use AI tools to do your Python coding, you will be saving upwards of 95% of your time while you're coding, while you're debugging, while you're building web apps, and while you are scraping as well, right? So for tackling this same problem, we found like 10 useful tools for day-to-day Python development and Python work. So we have developed a program which is like absolutely beginner friendly immediately. Even if you have zero knowledge in Python, you can join this program, and in 30 days you will be becoming pro of Python, that also using AI. You will be not becoming a Python developer, you will be becoming a 10x Python developer. And the best part, like, we have democratized this program, so this 30-day program is just for rupees 199. Can you believe that?
Cristiano, how are you?
I'm good, my friend, and you?
I was thinking, I interview you like every 3 years, and in 3 years, an amazing amount of stuff happens in your life. Do you ever stop and think your life is like insane?
I never thought about that, but I have to agree with you. It's true. The last interview that we made was hard, honest, like always. This is what I pretend to do with my interviews, which is I don't do it a lot because of that, because less is more, as you say. But in this time, I promise I'm gonna be a good man.
You've told Gio you're not going to be too controversial.
I say because I share with her that I'm gonna give interview to you, and I say I promise that I'm gonna be a good man.
Do you think you'll keep that promise?
Yes. Today, yes.
Okay, we'll see how you get on.
Let's see.
I love we're in Saudi Arabia, you're home in Riyadh. I love your man cave here, but there's one problem. You know what it is? Where is the Arsenal shirt that I gave you?
I knew it.
I mean, where is it?
It's inside the...
I mean, come on. You know, it still kills me. The revelation that you made last time, that you could have been an Arsenal player, that you met Arsene Wenger, you were going to come, it was all done, all agreed. And then, you know who I blame for this? John O'Shea. You know why I blame John O'Shea? Because Sporting Lisbon played Manchester United in a friendly, and you terrorised John O'Shea so badly that 4 of the United team went to Sir Alex Ferguson, their manager, and said, do not leave before you sign this kid. And he didn't leave, and he signed you that day. True story?
It's a true story. But it's, as I told you, Pierce, the past is gone, it's part of the life. And honestly, when I look at Arsenal, I'm always looking not like a rival. Like, I was nearly there. So, I'm not gonna say that I have a passion for the club, but when I look at Arsenal, I like the team, I liked when they win, because of that story. But, you know, I was the life, you know, I was the football. It's all about opportunities and moments. And this is what I see. And I took that opportunity. But to be honest, and you know that I'm never lie, or sometimes, sometimes I'm lie for a good ways, but I was nearly there in Arsenal, to be honest. But I think my story not will change a lot.
Well, it hasn't. It won't change for you, but it changed for me.
I don't think so, because Arsenal still continue a top team and win titles and everything, big players. So maybe Arsenal will be better, but
not what it could have.
Not too much.
Do you think we'll win the league this season, Arsenal, the top of the league?
Could be. It's possible. I think the Premier League, it's the level of the teams it's very, very similar. I mean, the top ones, but you know, the Premier League, it's always, you never know what's going to happen. It's very, very difficult league, very tough league. But Manchester not going to win the league for sure, because they have so many points behind right now. It's possible, yes, but I don't believe on that. Arsenal, probably.
Give me some hope here, come on.
Yeah, it
I
can
need
be.
the big dog to give us the...
It's possible. Let's see.
Let's see it come out of your lips. Yes, Arsenal can win the league.
Yes, Arsenal can win the league.
Thank you. I've got my soundbite. You mentioned Manchester. You're probably talking about City, not United. Last time we spoke was a very different situation. You fall out with the people at United. You could leave. Pretty much everything you said in that interview has been borne out by them. So even though it caused huge controversy, I don't think anyone can look back at that interview and say you weren't being completely honest and that the problems you identified were obviously true. There's not been much improvement. I mean, if anything, United have gone backwards since that interview. What is going wrong with United? You think? How can it get fixed?
హర హర మహాదేవ ఇక మనందరికీ శుభాలు శివ శివ మహాదేవ శివ శివ మహాదేవ శివ శివ మహాదేవ హర హర మహాదేవ హర 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 మహాదేవ శంభో శంకర శంభో శంకర శంభ అంటే
Okay guys, have a look. This is it. First look at the first look at the first edition.
Sounds great.
అదే అర్థం
Well, as you mentioned, good. For me, I'm sad because of the club that one of the most important clubs in the world, and a club that I still have in my heart because of the obvious reasons. You have to follow with the intelligent people, smart people, to create a base for the future, as Manchester United have so many years ago. Nicky Butt, Paris, Roy Keane's, Beckham's, they become a big players, but they had youth. So Manchester United right now, they don't have a structure. I hope that change in the future, present future, because the potential of the club, it's amazing. It's one of the most important clubs of the century. So.
Do you still look out for United results? And does it hurt you to see how badly they're
Of course, because I was to play there so many years. I win the Champions League there, I win the Golden Ball, I win like 12, 13, 14 titles there. So as I say and I repeat, Manchester United is still in my heart. I love that club. But we have all to be honest and look for ourselves and say, listen, they are not in a good path. So they need to change. And it's not only about the coaching players, in my opinion.
There's a young Portuguese coach there now. What do you make of him?
He do to his best. What are you going to do? Miracles? Miracles is impossible. We say in Portugal, miracles is only in Fatima. And I don't know if you know this that expression, they start to smile because they
No, I know, yeah.
You know the Fatima?
Of course.
And you're not going to do miracles. Even the players, Manchester United have good players, but then don't have, some of them, the mind, what is Manchester United is.
You became a billionaire last week. And I was the one that told you. I was the one that told you. Because I messaged you and said, have you seen this? It's not true.
I'm a billionaire so many years ago.
I knew you'd say that. And you probably were, right?
Yeah, with 39.
How did you know? Who told you?
Please, I know my money, eh?
Do you know exactly what you're worth? Really?
Not precise 100%, but of course you have to take care of your stuff. It's normal. You know, I'm not like that to look, but I have people around me who help me, you know, to do the right things in all areas. But financial, I have a guy who I spoke almost every day, not about that, but about my structure, the investments, the opportunities, and I have control, you know, because it's my life, it's my money, you know.
That moment when you realised you were a billionaire, what was that like?
I knew that this is what will happen, so I was prepared. It's a matter of time. So honestly, I was super happy. It's like when you won a golden ball, because you make your own goals. You make your own goals, everyone make these own goals to build a house, to have a car, or... It was my goal to reach that number. Because, yes, honest. is not, I'm not obsessed for the money, because I think the money, you can help, it can help you to in many ways, but when you reach some level, the money doesn't matter anymore, in my opinion. But it's always good to have more, because we are human beings, we are never happy with what we have. That is something that I learned during the time, that financial is important, the money is important, but other things that are more important than that. But to answer your question, I was super happy because it was one of the main goals that I had on my mind. A part of football, trophies, Champions League, golden balls, trophies, everything. Financial in a business way, it was my goal. So with 39 I reached that number, and I was so proud.
And now the world is caught up, and Bloomberg did this report, and you were declared the first ever football billionaire. The first ever. And there are a very small number of sporting icons who have passed that mark in other sports. Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, you could talk about Michael Jordan. But there are very few, Cristiano. Could there not be? You're the only one in football. Does that mean a lot to you to be the only one?
Don't surprise me a lot, because if you say the story of football, they can call me cocky or whatever, but the numbers, they don't lie. It's something that I'm always saying, and I will continue to say. If you see so many records in football, Cristiano is there at the top of the list, so it's one record more. So for me, don't surprise me, because I knew my potential in football and my potential outside the football. Don't surprise me, to be honest. I knew that I'm going to reach that number for many reasons. But deep inside, I was happy. It's one of my goals. My motivation is still to say, but money is continues your motivation for football. No, but helps, in my opinion.
Well, you said about records that you don't chase records, they chase you. In a way, the same applies to money, I would think, is that if you keep your performance levels at the level you have, then obviously the brand is maintained, the revenues come in, right? I mean, it's all performance related.
This was my strategy a few years ago, and say, if you continue to be top level and continue to perform, that number will reach to you. Because, as you mentioned, good, everything is together, you understand? So, it was my plan. If you ask me, you thought that you will reach so quick? Probably no. But I knew that I will reach that. And it was good.
Show me your left hand a minute.
Which one? You want to see this or this?
Well, I'm looking at both and thinking your left hand is probably worth more than I have in my life.
No.
And I'm not a poor man, Cristiano, but this arm is...
It's not that much.
I mean, this watch alone.
When they see Cristiano, when they see the bright, they say, wow, Cristiano had that. But sometimes it's fake. But they don't realize, because I'm Cristiano, nobody believes that it's fake. I'm joking.
What is the most...
It's a present. I cannot say no. People give me...
Really?
Georgina offered me this in the Christmas, and I have a sponsor with Jacob. So I didn't buy with my own money. I have the sponsor. You understand?
What is the most expensive thing you've ever bought?
Most expensive? Most expensive thing I ever bought? Plane.
to play that. I love the way you had to think about it.
But it was.
What kind of plane?
I have my plane since I started to go, but I changed right now 1 year ago, so it's a little bit stressed.
What model do you have?
I have a Global Express.
I mean, that's a sign. That's a moment you have the right plane.
And since I had 13 years old, so I have 10 years to play, but I changed for a better one now. But as I say, for me, I tell you before, the money gives you opportunity to have material things, which is good. But I'm in a moment of my life that for me, I don't care anymore about that. For me, the most important thing is I want to live the next chapter of my life with not expensive costs, let's say it that way, because my dreams is already gone. I mean, when I was young, 20s and 30s, I used to love cars and everything, to drive. I'm not have that passion anymore. Planes I just have because I need, because I'm not a normal person, I cannot be in airports. I buy because of that, and of course, let's say help me, the word, like a comfort.
Yeah.
It's like a comfort. But I don't look for that anymore. I just want to be happy, enjoy the life. As Carl Jung said, after the 40s, you really know and you start to live the life. And this is what I start to feel, that for me the money is good, but it's not important anymore.
But you mentioned normality there, and you clearly can't lead what people would consider a normal life. You can't go where there are groups of people because you'll be mobbed, and I've seen it. But having said that, you're probably the most normal billionaire superstar I know, genuinely. You're just very regular. People always ask me about you. I go around and people come up to me all the time. And it's like, what's Cristiano like? What's he really like? What's he really, really like? And I say, like Cristiano, he's just a normal guy. You know, we message a lot and you're just a regular, you're like one of my mates, right? You don't carry with you the airs and graces of somebody who feels entitled to any of this. I get the feeling that you never forget where you came from. Probably your mother, I think, and your family. Make sure that doesn't happen. Gio probably does too. But I think you enjoy the trappings of your success. But I don't think it's changed you as a person at all. I think you are actually surprisingly normal.
It's difficult when you speak about you. But as I told you before, and this is what I feel, I don't care, you know me, I don't care what people thinking about me, and if they say that I'm cocky, that I'm arrogant, I don't care, honest. With 14 years old, 5 kids, I have the best friends ever, I have the team that they help me a lot. Public opinion for me is not important anymore. I just want to be happy, to do what I like to do, to still maintain my 11 in football, score goals, which is still maintain me happy, and I'm still happy when I go training, compete in the training, and I think I'm a normal people. I don't spend money. For example, I'm not go shopping. If I go anywhere, I can buy whatever I want, but I don't need that anymore. Sometimes, let's say 3 days ago I buy a car, but it's for collection. It's like you buy a frame. I'm not gonna drive that car. It's like investment.
What was the car?
Mercedes. I have Mercedes as well. I buy Bugatti as well, Tourbillon. But it's investment.
How many cars have you got now?
I don't.
You don't know how many?
I don't count. Serious, I don't count.
I love how you make that sound so normal.
But it's normal.
You don't know how many cars.
I don't want to be humble. It's a fact.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50?
Yeah, maybe
50? 60?
Honest, if you have to bet, I say, I don't know, 41, 40, I don't know. Yes, I don't know. I swear for my kids.
What's your favorite?
I love the Bugattis.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a few, and they are different. They are different beasts.
Did you ever drive these cars?
I've never drive.
Really?
I have, for example, I was 1 week in Madrid and not even go in my garage to see the cars if they are there. Just the day that I left, the two Bugattis went to the inspection, and they're coming back and just look at them, they're good, they're clean, they're good, they go to the garage. But it's honest, for me the cars is not anymore a passion.
Do you ever drive?
Yes,
You do.
I drive.
You can drive around.
I'm not driving a lot in Saudi because we used to train in the afternoon and I go always with the driving.
And the traffic is terrible.
And the traffic is terrible. But for example, when we're coming back to home, it's not traffic. So yesterday, you know, the Al Nassr, they have the sponsor with BMW, and all the players have a new car. So yesterday, I drive home with my new BMW home, but I'm not drive like in Saudi, like 1 year. Wow, 6 months, let's say.
You mentioned goals. You just scored 2 more goals for Portugal. You then got substituted in the 77th minute, and the opposition, Hungary, scored a last-minute equaliser. I can only imagine how you were feeling. I would have one rule if I was your coach. If Cristiano has 2 goals, never stop him getting a hat-trick, because I know you, and you would do anything in your power to win the game, but to get a hat-trick. So how did you feel about being yanked off without being able to score your hat-trick?
Honest, even the goals. Sometimes we think the easy way will be the better way, but it's not. Sometimes I know what you mean, but I have to be in the mind of the coach as well. Maybe you want to keep the result 2-1, to put another player to save the result that is fresh, that they can help to defend more the team. I understand. And a part of that, I have to agree with the coach because we are not all the same. We are not thinking in the same way. So if I will stay, I will try to score the 3rd goal. But substitution sometimes is good. Even if you have 2 goals, it's not a problem for me anymore because I'm scored so many hat-tricks, so 1 more or 1 less for me.
Your goal-scoring record since you turned 30 is ridiculous.
It's more than
before you were 30. I mean, there's no player in history that has that. You've scored 948 career goals now. So last week...
All with videos.
Exactly. So there's proof. I've heard you say that. You're right. There's proof of every goal. Do you remember your first one?
The first goal I scored professional.
Yeah.
Moreres, yes.
What was the goal?
You should see the goal.
It's good?
Unbelievable.
Really?
The second goal? No, the first goal? Unbelievable goal.
So you started with an absolute worldie.
You didn't see this goal, the first one?
No, maybe.
Sim, mettei no vídeo para ele ver.
I need a video of this goal.
Unbelievable. It was the moment that the people say, listen, this guy gonna be a good player.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look at this.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, step over. Oh, what a world.
First team.
Wait, that's a banger. And the shirt came off.
Good, huh?
Oh, what a goal.
Even the commentators, they say, this is why these players that don't stay longer in our league. With 17, for me, is like, it was a big boom for me. Like,
Did that feeling, that first goal, and it was a great goal, that first goal, is that where you first got that rush where you were like, okay, I love this.
no, this is give you confidence for yourself. You say, wow, I play with the men. So they want to stop me, but even with 17 I was quicker than them, smarter than them, and scored. This is where you start to feel that you're gonna be, I'm not gonna say golden ball, whatever, but a good professional player.
Who's been your favourite player to watch ever?
To mention one player, I think it's not.
Is there one like if the television's on and there's a match and there's a certain player in the last 20, 30 years and I've got to watch that because of this guy?
I watch the game. I watch the players. To watch something because of one player, no. I watch, for example, Brazil because they have many players. They have Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Kaká. Yes. I watch, I don't know, Argentina because of the players that they have. I watch Spain. I look in that way, not because of one player, honest. But I have to respect that in the state of football you have many great players and stars players, which is you enjoy more than the other ones, of course. But to follow a game only because one player, no.
Could you imagine retiring?
Yes.
Have you got in your head an age when that may happen?
Soon. But I think I will be prepared. It will be tough, of course. It will be difficult, yes. Probably will cry, yes. Yeah, normal. And I'm an easy guy to cry. I'm not keep my feelings. I'm honest. I'm open person.
No, you are.
Yes. Will be very difficult, yes. But please, I prepare my future since 25, 26, 27 years old. I prepare my future. So I think I will be capable to support pressure that...
What could bring you anything like the joy of football, of actually playing football? Because you clearly still love playing. What outside of football do you think could even come close to replacing it? Anything, or have you accepted?
Nothing. Nothing will be compared that the journey that we have for football to score a goal will go this way. But as I say, everything has the beginning, everything has the end. So I think I will be prepared. I think. But I have other passions. I'm going to have more time for me. I'm going to have more time for my family, to raise my kids, especially the Bella that I have to use all that. I start to feel when I travel and stay so many days in hotel with kind of a rush. I want to follow Cristiano Jr. because it's in the moment of the age that they are a little bit stupid, they do stupid things. Normal, because I did the same. I want to, Matteo, that I love football as well. I want to be more family person, more present. Also, to have my own hobbies, which is I like. You know, I like to see UFC fights. I like paddle, for example. It's our main sport.
I hear you're very good.
Sport.
I hear you're good at paddle.
Well, we learn. Me and my friends, my closer friends. It's something that we've been together, unit. So it's good. I like and I want to learn something more about my companies, other stuff. About, for example, I'm never going to be a YouTuber, of course, but
Well, you have got 76 million subscribers.
I want to be there.
You got that in about 3 months. I mean, say you're not going to be a YouTuber, you're one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. I struggled for 3 years to get to 4 million. I thought I was a genius. You come along, and in about 3 minutes,
so maybe I'm going to spend more time on that to learn, to do more stuff. I think I'm going to do the funny things and things that I'm not used to do before, because as you know, for me, the perspective that I have, football is not only about to go to the training ground, train 1 hour, and do treatments. I live football 24 hours, let's say, in that way, to do the right things, to perform, because by my age, the things is getting more difficult to recover fast. But I'm enjoying this process. It's nice when you see the life with the different eyes and with the different vision. You have the different ideas. For me, it's a good challenge. Even with my age, I'm enjoying this period of my life because you learn so many things and you start to think about other things, not only in football. It makes you happy.
Which are the brands that you really enjoy working with? I know that you real estate. You have, I know about your aftershave. I use it. It's very successful, I have to say. I mean, people go, "Oh, you smell like Cristiano." So, you know. But you've got so many different things you're involved with. Which are the big ones for you that you're most engaged with, do you think?
YouTube. We start to do a few things with the YouTube. The image is always there. As you say, the real estate is my really passion, that people that don't know that. I'm a challenge person in some business that people don't even dream about that. I mentioned off the interview. I'm a person that always wants to learn, not only in the business way, but also in a life. for the new chapter of my life, that you start to get a little bit more mature in some decisions.
You have, I don't want to reveal a secret, but you have a video game room around the corner with about 8 consoles. And I noticed you've got an esports award there. I mean, you love all this stuff, don't you?
Yeah, it's the future. As you mentioned, the e-sport, I'm ambassador of that huge event that we do it every year here in Saudi. I have to appreciate our boss, Unbiased. He gives me that opportunity to be the ambassador of the e-games, which is, if you never saw, you should be here to see. It's the great event. And I'm here in the country, of course, because of him as well. So it's a guy that I really respect. I'm here because of him. So we do the fantastic things for the country, especially e-game.
Let's turn to the other more important deal you did recently. Which one? It's your engagement to I mean, come on.
Sorry.
This is the biggest deal.
If not, you kill me. Yes. It's true.
No, you've managed to resist getting married to your 40s. Well, you haven't got married and you're 40, right? But finally you proposed. So talk me through this. What made you decide to finally pop the question?
Maybe it's in the place where it all began, in the quiet journeys, in the glories. Maybe greatness starts somewhere deeper, within the mark you leave wherever you've walked. When greatness lies within, it's red, it's platinum. The MS Dhoni Signature Edition, jewelry crafted in rare platinum for men of platinum.
I'm always saying the good things come in the right time. And sometimes you need time to realize that you don't do some mistakes. I don't mean in that way. I'm gonna propose her because I think it's the moment. Not only because it's the mother of my kids, but it's the person that I'm in love more. It's the love of my life. So I think it's the right moment. I just say you're 40 years old. Nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change just because we're gonna marry. It's just a beautiful chapter of the life. You know, it's good.
How did you propose?
It was funny. I knew it that one day I will do that, but I don't know which way. You know, it's if you are married, when you propose your wife, you never know the moment, the scenario, the environment. And I'm always saying that the good things come in a natural way. Football, life, opportunities, married, and it coming in a funny way. Because she asked me something, she asked me for a ring to offer her, because it was one of her dreams to have like a good stone. And I work hard, and I finally find what she loved. And I speak with my guy and I say, listen, keep it. We're gonna do it at dinner tonight. And after I'm gonna offer to her. And this is what we did. But something, after I stay with her alone, and one of my friends, they take the phone and filming, which is, they never did before. I know that friends, for 10 years, they never do this. Not even ask me to take a picture, imagine. And they filming me, and I say, wow, weird. And after, it was like 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. My daughters was in the bed, sleeping, Alana and Eva. And my friend gave me the ring to offer Gio. I was given the ring, and my 2 girls coming, and they say, Daddy, you're gonna give the ring to mom, and you're gonna ask her to be married. And I say, wow, it's the right moment to say yes. I say, yes. It wasn't a timing, and Gio didn't believe. Yes. I knew it that I will do it that one day.
But you hadn't planned it for that?
No. And it was the moment that my daughter's coming, And I say, yes, now is the time. This is what I want. And I offer. Because my daughter's saying that, my friends filming.
And were they there, the daughters? They watched?
Yes.
Did you get on bended knee?
I didn't do that because I was like, prepare. And it was a beautiful moment.
Did you make a little speech or did you just say?
Yes, I did. And it was recorded.
What kind of thing were you saying?
No, I say simple. Pierce, come on, I'm not like romantic guy. I am,
It sounds very romantic.
I'm not very romantic guy. I'm not that kind of guys. They bring flowers every week to the home.
But this is a big moment.
One per month, let's say, not every week. But I'm romantic in my way. You understand? But it was beautiful, and I knew it that it was the woman of my life. So I did that, and I hope that I do it.
Did she hesitate or?
Of course not. No, but one thing that I love it, she didn't care about the ring. She asked me if I speak the truth. Say, honest? Honest? Yes, honest. I want you, blah, 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 I want to marry you, blah, blah. But she didn't believe. But it was funny.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but I was like, because I see his reaction, I had tears on my eyes, yes.
And was that because of the cost of the ring or?
Both.
Oh, don't see that ring.
Both.
I mean, I've seen human beings get blinded by that ring when she walks
It's
around.
big, I know.
Last time we spoke, you'd gone through a very sad period as a family. You'd lost your baby son, and you talked very movingly about that. That kind of experience can damage a relationship, or it can make it stronger. Clearly, in your case, it must have made things stronger for you. Do you feel that?
I feel that we always support each other. Sometimes it's like in a relationship, you have good moments, bad moments. It's part of the journey. But probably in that period, we consolidate more the relationship because of what you say. But even this is something that I learned by the time. Even in the worst moments, you have to make the things smooth, you know, because not only when you are in a good moment, that's not gonna come the bad moments. Try to find the balance for everything. In the good moments and in the bad moments, back to the basic points, a baseline. And this is something that I learned. Was difficult periods, but it was nice. Honest, it was nice because I learned so many things. I saw other perspective of the life. My daughter now, which is 3 years old, she's the queen of the family. She's the who make the house happy. You know, everything happened for a reason. I believe on that. So we are a blessed family. So I'm proud for that.
For those who don't know Gia, I've had the pleasure of meeting her a few times. What is it about her that made her so special to you?
Well, she has so many things, good things that I love it, that I believe she's unique in that way, which is she take care of me, which is very important. She take care of the family, she take care of the house, which is take a lot of work. If you want to be the opposite, will deal with that. Men cannot deal with that, honest. And she's special for me because a part of his qualities, beautiful body and everything that I like, she's a person that understands me and take care of me and my family. So this is what I'm looking for.
Was your mom happy when you told her?
Yes, I believe they are happy. My whole family. It's something that I think that it's good for our family, not just for my family, kids, wife, but also for my mom, brothers, sisters. I think they are all happy because they see that I'm a grown man now. So they are happy, and as I say, and I'm continue to repeat, it's a new chapter of the life.
Do you have a wedding day yet?
Not yet. We plan to do it after the World Cup with the trophy, but
Do you know where you want to get married?
We didn't plan that because she is not the person that they like big parties. She don't like it. She like private things. So I will respect his decisions because I'm not.
More importantly, have you decided on where the stag party is going to be, and can I come?
Why not?
Thank you, Cristiano.
And we do it interview. No.
Jose, is he organising it, Jose?
Jose organize everything. Our CEO organize everything.
Have you got a stag party? I mean, we'll be talking a week somewhere?
You are part of the family, please.
Thank you, Cristiano. When you were like 13, you were so hungry at the Sporting Lisbon Academy, and 2 ladies in the McDonald's would give you free burgers. I hear that you were walking through an airport and you randomly bumped into one of them.
You know when you see some person and you recognize straight away, even 20 years after.
President Trump, a friend of mine, was given a CR7 shirt, and you wrote on it, to President Donald J. Trump, playing for peace. What did you mean by that?
He's one of the guys that can change or help to change the world.
You lost one of your Portugal colleagues, Diogo Jota.
I didn't believe when they sent me messages. I'm cry a lot. It was very, very difficult moments for the country, for families, for friends, for teammates. Devastating. Very, very, very sad news. If you ask me, Cristiano, is it a dream to win the World Cup? No, it's not a dream.
But it shouldn't define you as a player.
No. To define what? To define if I'm one of the best of the history. To win one competition. 6 games, 7 games. You think it's fair?
Welcome to the brand new Inside Carrington podcast. I'm Helen Evans, and every week I'll be bringing you inside this brand new training ground, talking to players, talking to the manager, and talking to the people who run the football club. We will be getting you exclusive access every single week. An exclusive interview today is on the way with Jason Wilcox. We will also be hearing from October's Player of the Month, Brian Mbumo, and we'll have action from the women's team.
The fans and the people watching the TV, they want to know why. And
there's a lot of noise from the outside and there's a lot of scrutiny around Man United. It's just what we sign up for at Man United.
It is a heavy shirt to wear, but it's a rewarding one at the same time if you get right, and I think the players are showing that now.
The transfer window's really now. I know we have certain blocks where it's, in the summer and in winter, but really we're working on recruitment year round. The character, the team spirit, you can feel it. You can feel the energy growing, and we've just got to keep it going.
So plenty to get through in this first episode of Inside Carrington. I will start with some introductions because, of course, I'm not alone. I will be joined each week by our resident commentator, Liam Bradford, and former United defender, Phil Jones. Liam, people will certainly know your voice from the radio. Not just a face for radio, though. Is that what the term is?
I've definitely got a face for radio.
No,
No, you got the phrase right. You've just said it wrong. You've definitely got a face for radio is exactly how that should have gone. Because I have. Yeah, no, hello. How are you? I
did not go.
No, it's fine. We've been recording for less than 30 seconds. The insults have already started flying. I cannot wait to out some of the stuff that you've been up to before we started this today. Yes, no, hello. I'm Liam. I am Manchester United's commentator for under-18s, under-21s, first team and women's team. It's an absolute joy of a job to do, and now I get to basically enjoy myself every time I come into work, which you can't ask for much more, really, can you?
And also alongside me, a Premier League winner, an FA Cup winner, a Europa League winner, a League Cup winner, over 200 appearances for this club, Phil Jones. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. I also should add in 27 England Cups as well. Thank you for joining us on the podcast. Delighted to have you with us at this brand new Carrington, which I know you've been in a couple of times, but tell us your reaction.
Amazing. Facilities are second to none. the players are fortunate enough to, have so many luxuries inside the training ground to, prepare themselves right for games and post games as well. So, the facilities are amazing.
I heard Diogo Dalot saying that it's such a nice place to be now that actually players are coming in a little bit earlier and staying a little bit longer because it's this beautiful place to sort of be, and actually that's a positive thing for the players, right?
I walked in this morning, it's like that.
The aesthetics are so nice.
You just feel sort of privileged, and it's nice to be here. It's a great atmosphere. Really fortunate.
Helen's in a very aesthetic mood today. With the plant in the middle of the set got bought in, just dressing the set as well as keeping us two in check.
Guys, we just needed that little bit of greenery in the centre.
Splash of colour.
And do you know what? I think it looks great.
And the 2 right feet as well.
Yes, got 2 right feet on. Imagine having 2 pairs of shoes the same, and then when you come out, you decide that you're just going to bring the right foot of both
Right,
pairs.
so I wore my trainers for driving because that's the sensible thing to do.
Agreed.
Got here about 2 hours ago, pulled my shoes out, and was like, oh,
I saw the power cut this morning.
Got dressed in the dark.
They are the same colour of shoes and the same brand of shoe for anybody who is listening, but I did manage to bring 2 right feet, and it's actually really sore, which you will not understand.
Yeah, it's because your big toes where your small toe
Exactly.
should
Thank
be.
you.
No,
Thank you, Liam.
I understand
So
it.
I
don't own 2 pairs of shoes that look exactly the same.
But I'm hoping that no one will notice.
Why do you have 2 pairs of shoes
Because if I
exactly the
like
same?
something, I'll buy it twice, because if one pair gets ruined, and also you have to remember I wear these
Why don't you
pitch
just look
side,
after the first pair?
because if I'm wearing the pitch side, they go all green.
So why didn't you keep the second pair in a box for when you needed them?
That is
Why
also
are
a
they
good question. I don't know the answer to that. But you do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
Okay. How many pairs of trainers do you have of those, Phil? I should have just worn trainers, shouldn't I? I just can't. I tell you when I didn't have 2 right feet though. Sorry, I just want to bring this up. Phil and I played paddle last week.
I get the feeling that Helen would be a really aggressive paddle player.
Did I give that impression?
Just competitive. There's a
Something like a
competitive
centre
edge.
half, aggressive front foot.
Yeah.
Wanting to win every ball.
Reads the game well.
Reads the game really well. Positioning, perfect.
Do you know what? Phil basically did all the work, but then it came to set point.
She pulled one out the bag to her.
Yeah.
Do you play paddle?
Badly. Paddle I love, but mobility has always been my major issue.
See, I don't mind it in paddle because you don't have to run that much. It's just a couple of strides, a couple of steps here and there. That's if you're a good player. Anyway.
Do you get
He was doing a lot more running playing with me, I tell you that.
Do you get the same sort of energy out of this media stuff that you do now? Like for me, when the red light goes on, like if you're doing anything live, that energizes me. I don't know whether you find the same.
Yeah, I think initially when I sort of delved into the media work, it's not something that I used to think about that I would go into or wanted to do. You sort of fall into it a little bit. You do a few of the podcasts, and then you do a few of the Sky ones or the radio, and I've really enjoyed it. I really enjoy analysing the game and dissecting the game from a sort of player's perspective. I really enjoy that, and hopefully you can come across a great goal or
Tapatraya
the fans and the
Dukha Nivaranartham
why and what your thoughts are on the actual goal and how it got there, or a defensive lapse in concentration or whatnot. So I have really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Today we promised you exclusive conversations with key people here at the training ground, so let's start as we mean to go on. Joining us on Inside Carrington for our first part is Director of Football Jason Wilcox.
शुभ संदर्भे भ्रमरांबा समेत मल्लिकार्जुन महास्वामी प्रीत्यर्थम यथाशक्ति लक्ष्य दीपोत्सव पूजाम अहम करिष्ये ఇంకా ఏమైనా సంకల్పం మీ మనసులో ఉంటే ఆ సంకల్పాన్ని చెప్పుకొని మల్లికార్జున స్వామి వారికి భ్రమరాంబ మాతకు చెప్పుకొని నమస్కరించుకోండి. ఇది సంకల్ప్యాత్
Jason Wilcox, welcome to Inside Carrington. Thank you for joining us this morning, because I think that everybody else is off today and you've kindly come in. Is that true?
Yeah.
See, going above and beyond. Thank you very much for being with us. How's the mood, firstly, after the weekend?
The lads were in yesterday, so we came in yesterday training. I think there's a bit of frustration around the players and Ruben and myself that we felt like we should have won the game. But when you actually watch the game back, I think a draw was a fair reflection. But I think we just felt like we had some momentum going and the 3 points were there for the taking and we didn't really capitalise on it. So it was a bit of frustration.
Felt to me a little bit like that was the kind of game that 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago, you don't come back and draw. You actually end up losing that 2-1. Is that sort of testament to the mentality that's in the dressing room at the minute that they didn't lose that game?
Yeah, I was thinking at 2-1, it's going to go one way or the other this, when we could have easily lost 3-1 last season. And full credit to the players, they kept going. Within the game, we created some really good opportunities, I felt, that didn't really lead to any, the goalkeeper making a save, but we had some amazing moments, I think. But we just, Forest are a good side. They've got some good players. I said that before the game. They've got some really good players. New manager coming in, first home game in the Premier League, I think. So it was always going to be a tricky game for us. And they'll take points at the City Ground. They'll take points off the big teams for sure. So, but I just felt like Ruben said it in his post-match that we didn't turn up with the same energy as we've done in previous games. And I felt the same way on the day. And having watched it back, there were so many things that we can do better, and the players they're top professionals. They'll know themselves that we've, in order to get into the top 5 or top 6, we've got to beat teams like Nottingham Forest away when we were 1-0 up and playing really well in the first half.
It's very fine margins though in the league at the minute. I mean, there's only 2 points between us and Man City, for example, so it is quite fine margins still at this stage. Do you still feel like that momentum is there from those 3 games that we won on the bounce?
Yeah, I think the momentum was there. I think if you look at, we played Chelsea and we turned up at Brentford and it was a worse performance actually, and really disappointing that we didn't turn up with the right energy and we didn't match the energy at Brentford. Extremely difficult place to go, and after last week we could have been 5 wins on the run. So we've just got to keep being positive. There's a lot of noise from the outside and there's a lot of scrutiny around Man United, but we have to just accept it. It's not going to go away. If we're top of the league and we're winning top of the league by 5 points, there'll be somebody saying that we should be top by 8 points, or we should have scored 4 goals instead of 1 goal, or it's just what we sign up for at Man United. Phil's been here.
And you've talked about it before openly, haven't you? And nearly every player that comes into this club says the same thing. They don't realise the magnitude of the club until they're in the situation. I'm sure you realised that quite quickly, Phil, moving from Blackburn too.
Yeah, I mean, when I signed, we had the 21 championships in the summer in Denmark, and then we flew to Chicago where we met the lads on tour, and it's then when you really understand the magnitude of the club and how big it is, and people don't really understand until you're actually in the club itself. But yeah, the fan base around the world, it's just a huge club to play for, and there's, as Jason touched on, it's obviously big pressure. You're always going to get scrutinised at a club like Man United, but that's something you have to deal with as a player and deal with very quickly. And you've got a lot of experienced players in that dressing room to be able to do that and help the young lads out and direct them in the right way. And you speak about the results lately have been really good, really positive performances, and looking strong, looking comfortable in games, and I think we're in a really good place at the minute.
I think I heard it referred to as signal. You spoke about noise, but that signal noise ratio. So some of the noise that you get from external is actually quite helpful, but separating that out must be a real challenge from what is otherwise just rubbish.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise from the outside, and I try not to read it because I just don't think any of the noise or anything that's written about Man United, I don't think it's helpful, because if you start believing it when somebody is positive, you have to take it in both ways. And I just think for us, one of the challenges is just ignoring all the noise. It's part of being at Man United. It's what we signed up for. The pressure that we're under is a privilege, to be honest. And we have to just get on with it. Like I said, it's not going to go away. We understand that Manchester United is the biggest club in the world, and with that comes the pressure of working here. And what we've got to try and do is just stop the winning or losing, we can't have the pendulum shifting so much where it affects mood in Carrington. And if anybody comes in Carrington and anyone's around Carrington, the first thing they say when they go away is, it's nothing like it appears from the outside, so it's just a narrative that sometimes people are trying to create. But the most important thing is internally, we know what we need to do. We know where we are as a group. The players understand where we are as a club, and we are making progress on and off the pitch. I spoke last week to MUTV, and when I say we're making progress, it's not just on the pitch, it's off the pitch as well, with our processes, the facilities, the structures, the staff. And what we've got to do is, despite all the noise, we've just got to remain calm, understand that we're moving in a positive direction. We are going to have bumps in the road, and it's important that we just smooth out the bumps and don't get overexcited and too disappointed. It's football, and like I say, I think the big thing is we're at Man United and everyone wants to know what's happening inside Man United.
You must be really pleased, though, with the impact that the summer signings have had on the team.
Yeah, really pleased. I think when we looked at where the performance gap was for us to start pushing up the league table, there was a real lack of creativity, lack of goals, and the signs that we've made have certainly contributed to making us better in this area. We took Senna in late in the window, who's going to be a fantastic goalkeeper for us. He started well, he's very level-headed, but he's added a lot to the group. Benji at the top end is going to be an amazing player. It's difficult to be the number 9 at Man United. And I know sometimes Mateus and Brian are getting a lot of credit, but the runs that Benji's making is also helping Mateus and Brian as well. So all 4 of them have done really well. The summer signings from last year, top professionals. You saw Mateus's performance at centre-back at weekend was really, really strong. So we've just got to continue to build the spirit, continue to build on Ruben's idea. Ruben's got a very clear idea. It's a lot more flexible, the idea, than what people give it credit for. We've got to start with the end in mind and understand that, the game model, how Manchester United are, is really important, and we have to pull the jigsaw pieces together. And putting the jigsaw pieces together, we would love to have all the pieces in place where we can see a very, very clear picture. But whilst we're building the picture, it's really important. It's even more difficult when you lose some football matches because people start questioning things. But we're really clear, myself and Ruben, Omar, the ownership, we're really clear in the direction of travel, and this is really important.
Given that we're having a chat about transfers and the transfer process, it's something that supporters get absolutely fascinated by, the inner workings of that. Within the realms of what you're comfortable sharing, can you sort of explain what that looks like when you're going to sign somebody like Senna Lomans at the end of the window? How does that process work?
Yeah, so I mean, last year's summer window was a lot more chaotic than this one. This one was really calm. We knew the plan. We knew which players we were going to target. We had our lists. We knew which areas of the pitch we needed to improve. These are continuous meetings with myself and Ruben, with Chris, Ravel, with his team underneath, where we're very clear on the profiles that we need. So the brief will come from myself and Ruben. It goes into Chris. A lot of debate and discussion around the profiles of what we need, and then the scouts will go into the market. We'll combine that with the data team, and there'll just be constant dialogue. Right now I'm having weekly meetings with the recruitment team on the different profiles, the age bracket, the cost, are they attainable, with Ruben as well. So it's a real joined up approach. When we sign a player, there's so many people that are involved in the process. The data team are involved in the process. We will then focus all our attention on certain players. And it's really important then that we do the background checks around, are they clean living professionals? This is really important. This year we looked at Premier League ready players. Certainly with Brian and Mateus, we couldn't take too much risk in this area. We needed players that we could plug in and play with little transition time. Senna, we were always looking at goalkeepers that have got huge potential, and Senna was available and we decided to move. But it wasn't a knee-jerk reaction. Tony Colton was putting Senna on my radar 12 months ago, and he was relentless with it. This guy's, going to be a top signing for us. And, he started well, but he's got to keep it going. He's very reflective. He's very professional in his approach. Wants to get better. You've spoken
very clearly about characters, haven't you? You mentioned it last week, how important that is for you. And you can see just by him, he's such a calm person between the sticks, but off the pitch he seems like a very calm guy as well. How important is that process of picking the right character for the changing room, and something, Phil, that you can probably chip in on as well, because I know Sir Alex Ferguson was big on that. But how, firstly, Jason, with you, how important has that been for you?
It's so important. I think you have to bring players in that bring something different to the changing room, but the most important thing is that the player, whenever we're bringing a player who comes here, they have to want to improve, and they have to be a team player and understand what it means to be part of a successful team. It's not about putting the Harlem Globetrotters together. If I look at the successful Man United teams, there was very functional players that would die for the badge, and there were some mavericks. When you talk about Cantona, but he was when you hear anybody talk about him, he was an ultimate professional. When I look now and I see the car park, when the report time's at 9:45, you see the lads coming in at 8:30, 8:45, preparing for training. This is a good sign. The mood on the training pitch hasn't really changed. The intensity on the training pitch, the noise level has not really changed, winning or losing. Of course, when you lose a football match, there's a bit of disappointment, a lot of disappointment, and a lot of frustration. But once they're on that training pitch, the character, the team spirit, you can feel it. You can feel the energy growing, and we've just got to keep it going.
Phil, I'll just ask you there, because you come into a changing room that was full of massive characters, people that really epitomised Manchester United. Did you find that quite intimidating to come in at the beginning?
Yeah, definitely, because I was 17, 18-year-old kid from Blackburn who'd only made 30 appearances for Blackburn at the time, so I was relatively new to football world, the Premier League. And you had, Rio, you had Scholes, you had Ryan Giggs, you had Nemanja Vidic, Patrice Evra, so Wayne Rooney. So these are players that I grew up watching and idolising. So for me to come into the dressing room, it was very, very intimidating for me. But I quickly, found my rhythm. I remember Sir Alex saying in the first sort of few weeks, I was struggling in the possessions because I just wasn't used to that. No disrespect to Blackburn, I was not used to the level of the intensity that they trained at, and it was just a different level that I had to adapt and get up to speed with. But when you speak about the mentality thing, and Jason's touching it there, I think you can have all the talent in the world, you can have all the ability in the world, but if you've not got the right mentality, then you won't succeed at Man United. It is a heavy shirt to wear, but it's a rewarding one at the same time if you get right. And I think the players are showing that now, and they've got some terrifically talented players with a combination of youth, a combination of leaders in that dressing room. I look at Bruno, I look at Harry. They're Casemiro now. I mean, his performances in the last few weeks have been incredible. So you look at players like that, their mentality is bang on.
Were you more of a? So when you look at it from the outside, I was fortunate, we're out there for pre-season, and I get to be in the tunnel at home games, and you see the characters, don't you? Mateus Cunha comes in, and he's big, and he's full of life, and he's always smiling, and he's clearly become a really popular member of the dressing room through his sort of outgoing nature. Bryan Mbeumo's come in and maybe has ingratiated himself in a different way. He's quiet, he goes about his business really sensibly, but on the pitch, he's the one you can hear shouting. I heard him screaming against Nottingham Forest about something that hadn't gone his way, and I thought to myself, well, you don't get that off the field. As soon as he crosses the white line, it turns into something different. So which one were both of you when you walked into a dressing room? Were you more Mateus Cunha or more Bryan Mbeumo? Go on, you go first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a quiet guy, but in the dressing room, I think if you spoke to any of my teammates, they would say I was loud, and it was part of it for me was about how I could get the best out of myself. I think, I have almost like an alter ego. You know, you quiet before you training, and you know, but in terms of inside the dressing room, loud, energetic, but needed to reflect on my own, needed to be on my own at times. I'm the same now. I need to, when I'm reflecting, I don't do it amongst people. I'm re-energizing on my own, just me and the dog, walking. That's where that's where I get. Yeah, not Joe.
Thought you were going to say me and Joe.
No. If you speak to my wife, she'll say, "You need to go and walk the dog." You know, she'll know when I'm up here with things, thinking and bogged down with frustration or things. So I have to get out and re-energise on my own. But if anybody saw me on a day-to-day in Carrington, they would say I was probably energetic and positive, and I am like this, but I need to be that person. I do it by re-energising, like saying peace and quiet in the garden or with a dog.
We have heard some stories from David May, but I'm not sure they can be repeated on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to say you can't repeat them.
I think it's getting the right balance. I think I was very, very similar. Like game day -2, game day -1, game day, I would very rarely be speaking to my friends. They'd be texting. I'd be so focused on the game that I couldn't think about anything other than the game and how I'm going to play and who I'm playing against and what they do. And yeah, I was very calm, very quiet. Like 2 days leading into the game, get to the changing room, people with the headphones or. You know,
you weren't a headphone guy,
no,
were
so
you?
there'd be the guys who were shouting and really trying to be aggressive, and that was just probably their way of showing, you know, their way of coping with the magnitude of the game they're going into. But I was very calm, very relaxed. I didn't like to sort of get too much up there because then you're too, you know, you get onto the pitch and you're all over the place because you're so.
I would have drove you mad. Because I was the guy that was bouncing off the walls, you know.
But on the pitch, when I get on the pitch, then I agree. I'm a different person. I remember there's one game we was winning 1-0 at Old Trafford. I think it was against Stoke, and Patrice Evra gave, and this is my first season at United, and Patrice Evra gave a free kick in the last minute, like one of the needless free kicks where he's got his back to goal, and I must have just reacted and just hammered him a little bit. And obviously we won the game, but he turned around after the game and was like, we had a bit of a, but it was healthy. That's part of being in the dressing room. That's just how it should be. And afterwards you shake hands and you go about your day. Next thing we're joking, we're having a coffee in the changing room the day later. That's how it should be. Because you care so much. You want to win the game.
Phil actually remembers going to watch you play. We were working that out downstairs.
Yeah, well,
that's showing my age. That
used to carry me over the turnstiles at Ewood Park, so it would have been.
So I left in '99. So 2006, my career. That's when I finished up leaving Leeds, but I was there from '87 really to '99. Then I moved to Leeds.
Did you know straight away, with a player like Rio Ferdinand, that he was destined for something incredible?
We had a gym at Leeds United. It was separate from the dressing rooms, and we used to go in there every morning, and we used to call it our office, the players' office. And sometimes the manager used to come in, David O'Leary, and we used to be saying he needs to get out of our office. He's got his own office. And he came in, and I think he transitioned in. He was like a young guy. I watched him develop. He was a player that was prone to some mistakes, but that was just because of his ability. You know, he could do anything. He was so athletic, and once he matured, there was no stopping him, and he was an amazing servant here, and still friends now. Our wives were friends and things. So obviously he's moved to Dubai now, but an amazing player, amazing guy.
Can you just tell us, because there's a lot of people probably don't know every aspect of your role, because there's a lot to it, isn't there? Director of Football, tell us what a day-to-day looks like for Jason Wilcox.
Yeah, I mean, so when I think about the departments that come under me, the academy would come under me.
You just obviously
just appointed Stephen Torpey, who will be a great appointment for us. The women's team would come underneath me, but to give them the amount of support possible, they're currently going into Colette, but I would support Mark from a technical perspective. I have recruitment, Chris Favell. I would have operations, so the whole operation, travel, logistics, kit, all of those things. And medicine, Sam Erith, so all the performance areas. So it's like the breadth of the role is huge. I'm ultimately accountable for it, but I have an amazing team that lead their areas, and like I said, the changes in the staffing, the structures, they need to be really clear in order for us to function properly. Everyone needs accountability, and I felt we needed new energy, new ideas to push us forward. And I think, like I say, the pressure is a privilege to try and get Man United back to where it was many years ago is something that I just feel extremely lucky. And we've got to deliver now. We can't just keep talking about it. It's going to be people have to be patient, but we are going in the right direction, I feel. And at the heart of it is our people. It's really important that we sort of, I have a saying, feel like a family, perform like a team. And if we can feel like a family and create this atmosphere where we are able to have honest conversations, we're able to give feedback, we're able to have new ideas, no one gets offended. This is the environment that we're trying to create.
I've got two questions. One's a little bit daft and one's a little bit more important. The daft one is, how many times have you got to charge your phone every day? Because the amount of work that you get through, the amount of phone calls and emails that you must have to answer, do you constantly carry around a cable with you?
Yeah, I mean, the phones, it's, I think anybody in this role, you get a lot of phone calls, a lot of messages from agents that are pushing players. It's part of the job. I think when I go home, there are times when I forget to leave my phone downstairs and it's at the side of the bed and it's pinging all night, but it's not good practice. You've got to try and
I've just
get
heard
away
it pinging
from it.
It was on silent there, vibrate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was ringing loads. I was like, that's Jason's phone.
Yeah.
You're a man
but
in demand.
especially around the transfer windows, really now. I know we have certain blocks where it's, in the summer and in winter, but really we're working on recruitment year round. We're thinking about it constantly, thinking about the squad, thinking about which players' contracts will be starting to come to an end, and it's the planning is really important. It's really important that we're on top of things. And in the summer, for all the players that we signed, there were big clubs wanting to sign them, and they shut out all the other clubs because they wanted to come to Man United. And
without European football as well, there's got to be no other club in the world that can happen to. Phil, would you agree?
People don't realise, and I say this all the time, when obviously over the last few years we've had our troubles, sticky patches, whatever you want to call it, but for people to turn around and say that people don't want to come to Man United is the biggest lie of them all. Because it's Man United, it's the biggest club in the world. Trust me, when United come calling, you come, and it's as simple as that.
It does something really strange. I never felt like I was ever going to be connected to a club as quickly as this, and same for my family. And it's really hard to articulate, the size of the place. When we go and speak to players, it makes the job easier in a way, because that when Man United are coming calling, that they do want to come. But it's really important that they feel the football project, that they know that the club is moving forward, and articulating the vision. This is really important for Ruben to articulate the vision, and then believe in the manager and his plan and who he is as a guy. It's really important. So it's an all-round thing. It's not just it's Man United. It's about the future of Man United and what that looks like. And they're ambitious. The players, they want to win, and they want to be part of it, and they want to be part of the group that turns things around. And I think we can beat anyone on our day. But it's about this consistency, and sometimes you look at the other clubs that are a bit further on their journey. They've got more depth, and we need to get to that. And it's very exciting. I think the next couple of years we're going to see where we are.
You mentioned the fans in that answer, and I think it's probably worthwhile just touching on the support base. They're incredible, whether they are coming to Old Trafford, going to away games, definitely the noisiest away fans in the country by a long stretch, but also that the worldwide fan base is nothing short of exceptional, isn't it?
The fans have been incredible in a period where there's been a lot of frustration, not winning for a long time. The way that they've stuck by with the players, with the manager, with football leadership team. I think the fans have just been incredible, not like no other. And I think match day at Old Trafford is an experience that before the game, when the whole stadium's singing Country Roads, I think for anyone not to feel emotion and the hairs on the back of your neck, they stand up. And I think, all we're doing now is making sure that we make decisions for the football club, not for the benefit, not for the short-term protection of ourselves. We're making some really bold decisions for the future of Man United. Man United is bigger than any player, any manager, any staff member. We're custodians, if you like, and we've just got to make sure that at some point our journey will end, inevitably. And we need to make sure that this football club, when we leave this football club, whenever that is, and I hope I'm here for a long, long time, but at some point the journey is going to come to an end, that this football club is in a much better position. And I really feel now this football club is moving in the right direction. That's my own personal view. That's not a biased view because I'm working here. I look at every department, and I'm going to talk about the sporting department only because it's unfair for me to talk about any other departments. But when I think about the sporting department, we are making progress in every area. Every single area, we're making progress. And the fans have been a huge contributor to making sure that we can make the right decisions. And ultimately, our plan is, the idea is for us to get back winning for them. They're a huge part of this football club. Part of the history is one thing, but the fans, the generations that come to Old Trafford, is something special. Phil, you've come from Blackburn, like you say, you can't begin to explain it. It's very, very.
It is
special.
The fans at Man United are just special. I mean, nights at Old Trafford under the lights, like you said, singing Country Road on the way out, and the support that they show every single player, the staff, the management, everyone. If you do the basics at this football club, which is run hard, you work hard, you have a great mentality, all the other things will take care of itself. But if you can do those three fundamentals and basics in football, these fans will back you to the high hills, and they've proven that over the last couple of years. And yeah, they're a constant sort of part of our journey and success.
I agree.
Thank you so much, Jason. And as I said, I know it is your day off, so we really appreciate you coming in, although I'm sure it won't be a day off for you. As we said, the phone probably never stops. But honestly, it's been really insightful to listen to you and get to know a little bit more about you and your inner workings within the club. Are you going to come back and speak to us again another time?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Jason Wilcox joining us there, who speaks so well, and it's really nice to hear more from him. And I think that's what the fans really want to know. That as Liam, you'd asked questions about how transfers work, how busy he is. It's really, really insightful for fans, isn't it? And I know, Phil, that you've recently just graduated actually from your sports directorship. Yeah. I can't get that term right.
I did it through the PFA, sports directorship course over the last 2 years, which has been really good. Really insightful. There's things that you're obviously aware of, but the things that they sort of go into more depth about. And it's a great networking opportunity as well with the people that are on the course. So no, really, really enjoyed it. Graduated now, so it's something that I admire as well.
You've got a lot of qualifications now, by the way.
I'll try my best. When I finished, I didn't really want to just sit there and, obviously it finished abruptly, and I didn't want it to end the way it did, but it did, and that's life. And I wanted to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to stay in the game, because I love the game. I love talking about the game. I love watching football, analysing football, and also not only from a directorship course. I embarked on the pro licence as well, so I finished my A licence, and currently on the pro licence with the FA at the minute. So halfway through that, which is, it keeps all avenues open, and something that again that I'm really passionate about.
Liam, whenever you'd spoken about Ruben, and I know you've built quite a close relationship with him in terms of interviewing him week in, week out, pre-match and post-match.
Yeah, so Ruben turned 40 last January. I turned 40 last December. So we are almost identical in terms of age, which I think helps. There's sort of a level of, I kind of get how hard you've worked to get where you've got to. But the first time he ever turned up and we did that first interview in the tunnel, came over, introduced himself, shook hands, asked what my name was, did the same with the camera operators, which is unusual. You don't always get that from managers where they, say hello to everybody in the room. And he hasn't forgotten my name ever since, and now he comes down the tunnel and it's migrated from handshake to a handshake and a hug and how are you? And yeah, I'm good. Anything you want to say today? No, just you ask your questions. It's absolutely fine. And then we go into it and he says hello to me and to Ben Thornley and to anybody else that's around. And I think that's a real testament to who Ruben Amorim is as a person, not a manager, but as a person, that he cares enough to remember your name and to come and say hello and give you a pat on the back and just be really authentic is the right word. And I think that's kind of the word that came through when we were talking to Jason as well, just how authentic a human being he is. And yeah, he's brilliant.
I actually remember the first ever interview I did with Sir Alex Ferguson, because you'll know, Phil, that he would always say well done at the end, wouldn't he? And I'm sure the camera operators in the room and producers will remember as well. But I remember coming down here, it was downstairs in the interview room, and as we finished, he just tapped me on the shoulder and said, well done. And honestly, I'll never forget it. And he was exactly the same. He remembered your name. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson asked me about 2 years ago, he said, how many kids do you have now? 3? I'm thinking, how does he even remember that I have 3 children? Like, I'm so insignificant in his life, but it's very similar, isn't it? Yeah. There's Ruben Amorim, he remembers staff names, and that goes a very long way. I was just about to say
that's a very, very long way.
Yeah.
To understand, every individual that you work with, not just playing staff, not just coaching staff, but everyone in the training ground.
Sir Alex knew your parents' names?
Absolutely. Well, I'm going off topic here, but when I signed for United, he said, how's your mum and dad? How's your sister? I was like, how do you even know I've got a sister? Mm-hmm. We didn't even speak about football for 30 minutes. So, yeah, it goes a very long way.
Mm-hmm.
Before we move on, Helen, I've got to get a bit more of the scoop on your row with Patrice Evra.
I wouldn't say row, but what it was is we had a respect between the players that, we're there to win a game of football and we want to win so much. And it was just that instinct in the moment. As I said, I was never a player that would rant and rave, but when I got on the pitch, I wanted to win, and it was in that instant, in that moment. It was last minute. I didn't want to defend another ball in the box from Stoke in the 90th minute when Peter Crouch is there. So and then after in the change room, you have a little bit of a debate. It wasn't an argument, and then the next day you're best of mates again. There's no problem.
Yeah, thank you so much to Jason Wilcox for joining us, and hopefully he will do again very soon. It is, of course, not just the men's team here at the upgraded Carrington complex. The academy and women's teams are also in the building. And Mark Skinner's side took on Brighton at the weekend. Ben Ibsen was at Crawley's Broadfield Stadium for us.
Yeah, thanks guys. I'm down on the south coast following Manchester United, who have returned from the women's international break to take the trip to Brighton and Hove Albion. And what a game it finished. 3-2 in the end. Lisa Nolson with a very late goal, and Brighton hit back to make it difficult with 3 minutes left on the clock. Manchester United had plenty of chances in that first half, but it was Elizabeth Turland just before half-time who got the opener, probably changed Matt Skinner's team talk and gave United the lead heading into the break. They came back out, they played really well. Brighton also made it difficult, goals going in at either end, but Matt Skinner was delighted with all 3 points, and we caught up with him after the game.
We've just flown in from all around the world. I think Fallon got back on Friday morning. We've had one training session really together, and they're all playing. You can see they're just different ideas about how they've played in the week and all the ideas from their coaches in the international scene. So to come away and show the moments of quality we have and to take 3 points, I'm really proud of them. I really am. And we take them, we move forward, but you need to win these games. No matter how you do it, you need to win it. We'll look at it, we'll refresh, but I think we'll cut those mistakes out when we go into the games coming up.
And don't forget, you can watch the women in action on the 12th of November, that big clash against PSG at Old Trafford. Tickets are still available if you head to the website. Phil, I know you've been very supportive of the women's team. You've taken your girls down to watch them a couple of times. Have they enjoyed that?
Yeah, they've really enjoyed it. It's they love going. They always ask me, when can we go next? It's a nice feel, a nice atmosphere when you're there. The football they play is high standard. yeah, so it's been enjoyable, especially for the girls growing up, because they obviously started to play football a little bit now, so it's nice for them to go.
So yes, head to the website if you want to go and support the women. Now back to the men's team, and someone who has been a key player this season so far is Bryan Mbeumo. He has hit the ground running since joining in the summer. He picked up the club's Player of the Month award for the second time in his short Man United career, and we spoke to him exclusively for Inside Carrington.
Obviously, I'm very happy with this, but as I always say, I think it's a teamwork, and a lot of players would have deserved this as well this month, so I'm happy.
If you could pick your favourite goal in October, what would be the one you choose?
The one is in Liverpool is really special, but like beauty, I would say the last one I scored. Yeah.
It's one of our favourites too. Talk us through that celebration with Ahmad, because everyone was sharing it online, weren't they?
It's from a GIF from Homer Simpson. Yeah, so if you go on the GIF and you put Homer Simpson dance, you will be able to find it.
We'll make sure everyone gets doing that now. Is there any other celebrations you can think of that you're going to do in future when you next go?
I think we've been talking about this morning with him, so let's see. I think it was really important for me to find a good relationship with my teammates, and with me joining the group before to go to America. I was really lucky to be able to be there before, and in this camp I think we built a good relationship. Especially me, they helped me a lot to understand anyone, to know anyone. So yeah, I think we have a quite solid group.
And finally, what would you like to say to the fans that have really supported you over these past few months?
Now, obviously, a big thank you, because the fans are making a really important job for us, not only for me. So just keep cheering us.
Zara Conley there, speaking to our Player of the Month, and well deserved. I mean, Jason spoke about it when we spoke to him earlier, Phil, how important getting a Premier League experienced player was into the squad, and you can very clearly see that in Bryan Mbeumo.
Yeah, he's fitted in really, really nicely in the team. I think his qualities are undoubted. He's got so much ability, driving with the ball, creating space for other players to occupy. Technically very good. His assists, his goals, he's quick, he's sharp. So he's been a terrific addition to the squad, to the team. And he's won 2 awards already. So he's already got his Man United career up and running very early doors. So it's nice to see.
Liam, how's the prep going for the game at the weekend?
Good. I sort of start at this stage of the week where I'm putting bits and pieces together. I thought I would. You see, this is my stats document for every commentary. So I put one of these together for every single commentary. It's got everything that I might need to know hiding in there. So the other thing that I'll probably look at is who's going to be available. And for Manchester United, that's been pretty straightforward all season long, because the long-term injuries have been long-term injuries and the short-term injuries have been very, very few. We're now entering a point where there's a real potential that Lisandro Martinez is going to be available for Manchester United. It'll be the first time since he, had the injury back in February, and this ACL rehab has been a long time in coming. I know that Ruben Amorim said before the press conference against Nottingham Forest, so last Thursday, that if he'd given Leacher the choice, he'd be in the squad and playing against Nottingham Forest. And he's obviously, Ruben Amorim, trying to protect him from coming back a little bit too soon. But that to me suggests that he'll be absolutely champing at the bit to get himself back in there in the playing squad. And I also look at the opposition and the chance that Cristian Romero will be. See how I went back to the Manchester United goalkeeper there. Did you see that? Cristian Romero might be available for them as well. So we'll just sort of have to wait and see.
There is that danger of coming back too early, though, isn't there?
Yeah, I think it's smart management. I mean, you look at the type of player Leacher is and the way he plays his game. you would never want to take that aggression away from him, but because he plays on the edge, which is a great thing to play. Everyone needs to play on the edge, but you wouldn't want him to come back too soon because you know that there might be, chance that he's been out for a long period of time. So it's really good management.
You went through that too in your Manchester United career. What's it like? He's coming back from a second ACL. He's done all of the rehab. He's been in the gym every day. You hear players talking about how much of a soldier he is, and Casemiro saying he's never seen anybody working any harder. But there's a physical readiness. I'm guessing there's also a mental readiness to come back into that changing room too.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a dark place at times, especially when you're out for that long period of time. And I went through it myself, and difficult to see the players going out to train every day when you're in the gym and you're just starting your rehabilitation program, and it's very, very difficult to deal with, and you have to have the right support network around you. But he looks in incredible physique at the minute with the pictures you've seen. And I'm sure he's ready. I'm sure he's worked so hard to get back. An ACL's always a difficult one to come back from because, you touch wood, but you hear people about either redoing it because they come back too soon or doing the other one because they're compensating. So you have to be really, really focused and honed in on how you manage those injuries, and he's done incredibly well to get back, so he just needs to bide his time a little bit longer, but I'm sure the manager will manage that.
Let's also have it right, it's not an automatic straight back into the squad for Lisandro Martinez, because Luke Shaw has absolutely nailed down that left centre-back position. He's been brilliant. He's started every Premier League game so far this season, so Leacher has got to get over the injury, he's got to get over the mentality, and he's got to try and beat Luke Shaw into the starting 11.
I think Luke's really coming. In the last 5 games I've watched, he's really come into his own in that position. He looks so assured, comfortable. I always think Luke's at his best when he sort of cruises through the game, and against Forest the
best player on pitch
at
for
the
me.
Weekend, I thought he defended terrifically in the box. When the ball was in the box, he was tight. He made the blocks when he had to.
But he's so good at jumping as well.
Yeah, and I always think that when he reads the game well, but when the ball gets transferred from one side to the other, he steps in so well, and he's almost playing left back at left centre back. And the way he drives forward, he commits players. He's really coming to his own. He's finding that position really well.
What do you make of the Spurs team of this season, though?
Yeah, a little bit indifferent. I think obviously the new manager's come in, Thomas Frank, and very different style of football to Postecoglou. A little bit more direct. They've had a couple of indifferent performances and results. So, yeah, I wouldn't say they're in the best moment at this current time, but it's always a difficult game going to Tottenham away. Always a close affair. So no doubt it'll be another tough game for us, but one that I'm sure that if we're playing the way we have over the last couple of months, I'm sure we can get a real positive result.
The Spurs is always the kind of game that you look at and go, certainly in 2 different parts of my Manchester United career, if you will, as a supporter, there was always that it's Tottenham, and then as you sort of progress through that, you've got into a much more competitive level with Spurs as I've got a little bit older, obviously, and that came to a climax in Bilbao last year, where United were the better side for the whole of that game, just couldn't get themselves over the line, and Spurs steal it and off they go. I think they look much better under Thomas Frank. I think they look more organised. I think they look like they've got a bit more purpose. Maybe things haven't quite gone their way in recent weeks, but that's not to suggest that United can take that game lightly. And maybe, I don't know, do you use that loss in Bilbao as maybe a little bit of motivation going into this game?
Absolutely, that's got to be added motivation going into the game. I mean, that would have hurt. That would have really, really hurt, especially the as you said, how the game went and panned out. We probably should have won the game, but it wasn't to be.
Well, Spurs won it without a shot on target,
which is an incredible start. So absolutely, that plays a huge part going into the game.
Okay, guys, that is almost it for our first episode of Inside Carrington. Did we both enjoy that?
Enjoyed that.
Yes,
definitely. That? I mean, you have to say that. You're not going to say no, are you? But I really enjoyed it too. If there is a place you want us to get our cameras and microphones into here, or if you have a question for a player, or indeed for Liam and Phil, you can get in touch with us on the app and our social channels. Guys, what's on the agenda for the rest of the day? You'll be doing prep, I suppose.
Gym first, then home prep. And I think I might meet a friend for a coffee this afternoon. So, yeah.
You're fitting quite a lot into the day there. Yeah. Love that, Liam.
Productive.
What are you doing, Phil?
I'll be picking the kids up, and the kids got netball tonight.
Yeah.
With yours, I think.
Yes, yes, we do. If you did enjoy Inside Carrington, please give us a follow and a rating or review on your podcast app of choice. And we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Et in eo habitat ignis non cinis.
Vulnera non sunt ruina, sed via ad misericordiam, et cor quod offertur, fit templum spei. Cor vulneratum offerens, es laudatio purissima, et in